Guys, welcome to the Looney Farm. I thought I'd show you my new toy, my new farm toy that Joe got me this winter for our seed starting, and that is the soil block maker, the big one and the small one, or the regular size one and the small one. And you can see over here, I've already made a few of them. Essentially it makes soil blocks that, these are a little bit soft so I'm letting them air, but it's soil blocks that you can start your seeds in. They don't require any kind of framing or container. I actually just had this laying around and it seemed like it would work to hold them. So, but you can actually just start them on a plain pan, which is what I'm going to put the next set in. And essentially what you do, the mixture that they call for is 2 parts peat, 1 part of compost or garden soil, which this is from our compost from last year, our compost bin. There's still some pieces of mulch and stuff, but for the most part it's broken down. It's also got a lot of clay still in it, which is actually kind of good because the recipe calls for a clay powder, which I don't have, but the clay content in our soil just naturally helps it bind. You can kind of see it already kind of clumps. And then 1 part vermiculite, and then you just basically add water. It says to make a slurry. I've heard other people say, I think maybe on the video from the manufacturer, that kind of the consistency of brownie batter is good, but at least that you're getting moisture squeezing out through your fingers. So this may be a little dry. You actually don't want it too dry, especially since I didn't let it sit. They recommended that you can actually let it sit for a couple hours before you try to make your soil blocks, to actually let the water kind of soak into that vermiculite, kind of bind together. But yeah, I don't really follow rules, so I'm just making it a little on the loose side so that they still hold, but so that I can go ahead and just get this done in the time frame that I have. So I'll show you, we'll see what it looks like. We may have to do a couple tries. This may still be a little dry. Brownie batter is what I've heard. This is a little bit drier than brownie batter, but if I squeeze, I can get moisture out a little bit more, just for the sake of making it more like a slurry. But essentially it's pretty easy. I couldn't figure it out when I first saw it until I saw the video. But you essentially just take the soil blocker and push down into the mix, kind of twist. You can actually go back and push again. You really want it fairly compacted. My tray is sliding around on me. And then you bring it over and you push down on the lever and you get your soil blocks. These are actually fairly good. They're really dense. So, I mean, they really do hold together. So you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to have any of the specialized pots. They make a small one, the tiny one, which is actually pretty cool because when Joe got this, he didn't know it, but if you look, these little plugs here that put the little hole are actually interchangeable. You can pop them out, you can squeeze and pop them out. And they make a plug, make sure I get that in there right. They make a plug that is the exact same size and shape of these squares. So you can start some of your smaller seeds in these small little tiny plugs, and then as they grow and need more soil, literally take this plug and put it into the bigger soil block. So I think they're $7 for those little plugs, if that. So I'm probably going to be ordering some of those. I don't know exactly what I would start in these small ones. Maybe some of my onions, if I decide to do those from seed, which I don't know if I'm going to do that this year, to be honest. So I think I'm just going to stick with these normal size ones at this point for now. Maybe for some of my fall seeds I'll go and do that. But it's just a really cool little toy that I'm enjoying playing with. Even though I was talking to somebody else, I kind of feel like I'm a little late in starting seeds. But definitely it's still March. Yeah, these are great. I mean, like, that's super compressed. They hold moisture great. You can water from the bottom and then you don't have any issues. They don't fall apart. From what I've heard, I have other friends that are using them. They hold their shape really well. The big thing is just making sure that you're getting them good and compacted. There you go. I mean, that's pretty awesome right there. It's a lot better than having to use those little trays and worry about them getting root bound. This way you can actually see when the roots are growing out, and that's when they're ready to go in the ground. So this is how we're going to start our seeds this year. So thanks for watching. I'll try to post a link to, hi cat, I'll try to post a link to the Amazon page, or at least an Amazon link to where you can get it yourself. I think for the 2 of these together, he paid just about $50, but they're very well made. Like I said, they have additional parts that you can get to make them more functional for different purposes. But that's it for now. I'm going to finish doing this and get back to other things. Thanks so much, guys. Have a blessed day.